Hi friends, I am Dr. Pratap Singh Rathore. I have done MD in Forensic Medicine and today we will discuss about medical legal importance of age. In this video, we will discuss about legal implications of age and its importance. At first, we will discuss about legal importance based on different age groups. At 7 months intertwined life, a fetus completing 7 lunar months, that is 28 weeks of pregnancy, is said to be viable. So, any viable fetus is considered to be able to survive on its own. So, viable fetus is can survive on its own if it means it if it is even delivered after 7 months, it can survive on its own. So, criminal abortion in these cases becomes an offense. 1 year child killing of a baby less than 1 year amounts to offense called as infanticide. So infanticide is any infant that is less than 1 year of infant is killed, then it is considered as infanticide and it is punishable by law. 5 years under Indian Railway Act, child less than 5 years is not liable for punishment. So more than 5 years, if a child is more than 5 years and it commits any crime in railways, then it is punishable. So any child who is more than 5 years of age and he commits any crime in railways, only in railways, it is considered as punishable. It is considered to be punishable. Similarly, under excluding railways, if the child is less than 7 years, if he commits any crime, it is not punishable. But if he is more than 7 years and he commits any crime, it is punishable. So less than 5 years, it is not punishable. More than 5 years, it is punishable. Outside the railways, in railways, more than 5 years is the age for punishment. In between 7 to 12 years, an act done by child above 5 years and below 12 years is not an offense who has not attained sufficient maturity of understanding the nature and consequences of the conduct of that occasion. So between 7 to 12 years, the child who has not attained sufficient maturity is not considered as an offense, but that is under section 83 IPC. So if he is attained sufficient maturity of understanding, then it becomes punishable. So the child who doesn't understand the consequence of what he is doing, then it is not a punishable act. 10 years child kidnapping or abducting a child below 10 years and with the intent to steal from its person is called as kidnapping or abducting the child, and it is punishable by section 369 IPC. 12 years above this age, consent can be taken from the person for general physical examination. So 12 years is the age for giving consent for only general physical examination. General physical examination in the sense taking pulse rate, taking BP, so on. So about 12 years, child can give only consent for general physical examination. 14 years, a child below 14 years of age cannot be employed any type of work under Child Labor Act. So, like Child Labor Prohibition Regulation Act 1986, a child below 14 years cannot be employed anywhere. An adolescent, that is who has completed 14 years and below 18 years, cannot be employed in hazardous work, that is under Child Labor Prohibition Regulation Amendment Act. So, the child who is 14 years and 14 years to 18 years, for less than 14 years, he cannot be labored. Between 14 to 18 years, he cannot be labored in hazardous works, but he can be labored in certain small works, like small works can be employed, but he should not be employed in any hazardous work. 15 years, a child below 15 years of age cannot be engaged in any type of work in the ship, that is section 109 of Merchant Shipping Act 1958. A person completing 15 years of age is allowed to work in factory as an adult, provided physical fitness certificate is issued under doctor. It is under section 69 of Factories Act 1948. So a person completing 15 years of age is allowed to work in factories, provided that he provides the fitness certificate by the doctor. One more act which is being abolished now under section 375 was sexual intercourse with the one's wife below this age was considered as rape, but now this act is been removed. This has been revised now, and any act sexual intercourse below 18 years of age is considered as rape even with his wife. So this has been changed to 18 years. 16 years, taking away or enticement of a male person less than 16 years of age without the consent of lawful guardian amounts to offense of kidnapping. So less than 16 years of a child, anyone taking the child without the consent of the lawful guardian is considered as kidnapping only under section 363A IPC. 18 years of age, A person who completes 18 years of age considered as major, hence, and can make a valid will, obtain driving license, vote in elections, and enter government services. So above 18 years of age, male and female is considered as major and can use the privileges like getting driving license, vote in elections, government services, and make a valid will. A person of 18 years of age above can give consent for surgeries and organ donations and any medical examinations where there is some harm may be there, like major surgeries, he can give consent. Below 18 years of age, he can give consent for any major surgeries or organ donations. 18 years of age is a minimal permissible age for female to marry. This has again been revised now by 21 years. Still, the law is going on, but now it's still now it is 18 years, but it may be increased to 21 years in recent amendments of law. Taking away or enticing of a female less than 18 years without the consent of a lawful guardian amounts to offense of kidnapping in section 8363 IPC in females. A person below 18 years of age cannot be employed in mine-related work under section 40 IPC 40 Mines Act 1952. Section intercourse even with one's wife below this age is amounts to rape. That's what recently it has been made. Law is made. Now coming to 21 years of age, it is the minimum age for marriage in males. Person attains majority in court of wards. So a child who is parentless or whose parents are died and he is under the guardianship of court, he attains majority at 21 years of age. Usually anyone who is 18 above 18 years of age becomes major at 18 years of age, but any child who is under the guardianship of court, so whose property is maintained by court, he becomes major at 21 years of age. So that is one we should remember. If a girl below this age is imported to India from outside the country or from state of Jammu Kashmir for the purpose of forcing her to seducing her to illicit intercourse, the act amounts to kidnapping under section 366B IPC. 25 years, it is a minimum age to contest for member of parliament and other legislative bodies. 35 years, it is a minimum age for appointment as president and vice president of India, governors of state. 41 to 45 years, it is the age of menopause in women. Usually, it is the age between which the menses stops in women. 55 to 65 years, it is the age of retirement from service under government statutory bodies, autonomous bodies and institutions or from judiciary services. It is the usual age group between 58 to 65 years. In certain institutions, it is also around 70 years. So this is the between legal importance in different age groups. Now has a general importance, legal importance. One is identity, evidence, and importance in society. This is in general for most of the age groups. So identity is to identify the person, age is very important. So for example, if there is a missing person, so usually they identify that a missing person has in the age group of 12 years, the person is missing. So to identify that person, they search for 12 years group of childs like that. So for identification, age is important. Evidence, giving evidence in court. So under section 188 of Indian Evidence Act, there is no minimum age to give evidence. So in the court of law, there is no minimum age to give the evidence. So even the child of 1 year, 2 years, 3 to 4 years can give evidence. Any form of evidence he can give. Verbal, non-verbal, gestural evidence can be given in the court of law. So there is no minimum age for giving the evidence in court. Coming to sterility and impotency. A boy is sterile before puberty means he can't beget a child before puberty, before the maturity, and may not be impotent before puberty also. So the boy is always potent throughout his life, but he is sterile before puberty and he can beget a child after puberty. A girl is sterile before puberty and after menopause. So again, the girl is sterile before puberty, but she becomes again sterile after menopause, that is stoppage of menses. These are my references. Thank you.